Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back to another episode. We're going to be ranking some mainline Pokemon games. This is going up in place of what would be episode 13, most likely the final episode, of Heart Gold Soul Silver 3-Way Versus. We just some scheduling conflicts again, you know the deal. We'll hopefully sort those things out in the meantime. But anyway, yeah. We are just going to do this ranking video. I'm joined with QuezzlyXD again.
Hello. So I'm gonna be honest, this is my first time looking at it. Are we really gonna do both sides of each game? If that makes sense? So like blue and red?
Yes.
What's the difference?
So I like red more.
What's the just literally based on the name?
Obviously. Yeah, dude.
Alright, whatever.
Look,
I feel like we should just do one side of each.
Okay, alright, sure.
It's
But
the
I
same
mean,
game,
there's
minus
no
exclusives.
Yeah, one has Zekrom, one has Reshiram, one has Xerneas, the other has Yveltal. That could sway it.
Alright, whatever, bro.
Whatever. Alright, so you want to start with just Gen 1? Go from there?
Yeah.
So we have
work our way through.
we have red and blue.
D.
D?
Dude, don't tell me. Go
there-
back and play that game right now. Tell me that game. Terrible.
I have played yellow again, and I must say that I did enjoy it more than red and blue. The graphics are hot garbage. Of course, you know, we're just spoiled in this day and age. But there's a nostalgia factor there. I go and I play those games, and I have a good time. You started
I
on
think
Gen
so many
3,
of those.
so...
No. I've played every game. I'm saying go back and play that game. The mechanics.
Yeah, the mechanics are garbage. Actual garbage. I mean, what was it like? If a mon was faster, you were almost guaranteed to crit. If you were wrapped, you were just screwed. Like,
yeah, rap never ends. Move like slash is always a crit.
Yeah.
The sprites look terrible.
How about C?
You're doing that just off nostalgia.
Nostalgia, but nostalgia is such a huge factor. I think they were. I mean, they set up the rest of the series. They were the founding fathers.
You bash your head today.
They don't deserve D.
You bash your head
They
today.
don't
Lose
deserve
all
D.
memory. Go back and play it. You'd be like, this game sucks.
As a older individual, I would have to concur. I don't think I would have as good of a time, but I also don't think that should be a factor in something like this, considering like we have played those games in the past. Nostalgia is a very real thing, you know. Like, tell me you wouldn't want to pull out your Game Boy right now and pop that thing in.
I would never do that. Why would you not bust out Fire Red Leaf Green? Who in their right mind would rather play that game?
All right, on that note, I think we should include Fire Red and Leaf Green in Gen 1. Where do you want to put those two?
I'd put that like a B.
A B. So let me ask you this, though. Same game, updated graphics. So graphics are the only thing putting them that low.
No. The mechanics are completely different. For so many things.
Yeah, I forgot you were on this mechanics bit. I mean, I'm fine putting it in B. I'm perfectly okay with that. I'm happy doing it, honestly. I don't think they deserve more, and I don't think they deserve less. Graphics are better, mechanics are better.
I think Team Rocket's like the coolest team.
Yeah, I mean, every game goes back to that sort of thing for a reason.
Giovanni's the GOAT.
Yeah.
I think Blue's dope. But, yeah, I don't know. It just doesn't really stand out.
Yeah, well, that's it, exactly. You know, it's very average. Same thing, and you know, that's the same sort of thing with just the original Game Boy versions. Is that very average, but there's a nostalgia factor there, and it's the foundation for the rest of the series. They just build upon it, so I don't think you can give it garbage. That being said, Gen 2, my man, Gen 2.
I mean, you say your piece first.
This is my piece, dog.
There ain't no way.
Piece. This is my piece.
You can get away with putting that in D.
Let me tell you this. Let me tell you this.
There's no way.
The only saving grace for these games is that there is Kanto. 2 regions. That's amazing. That's dope. They've never done anything like that.
That is not the only saving grace.
Okay, updated graphics, better mechanics. They add Dark and Steel. Cool. But But that, I mean, otherwise, strip it down. It's the same as the first 3 games, minus the nostalgia factor, because you're a little bit older. I mean, you still can get some nostalgia from it, obviously, especially if these are the games you started on. Crystal added Chris, you know. I mean, I'll put Crystal up here. I like Crystal. But these two, it's the same as these games. Just
then they should be in the same place.
Colored sprites.
Then move red and blue down and pull this nostalgia bullshit out. If you're gonna make that argument,
I can afford to move them down.
Because
but I'm not gonna move them.
The only reason people stand Gen 1 is because of nostalgia. Gen 2 actually adds a lot to make it better. Colored sprites.
I know the colored sprites are dope, and they move as soon as they come out, right? Well, that's in Crystal.
They bring the goat back, Giovanni.
Yeah, in a different way. That is kind of cool. But like the pacing is shit. The scaling is shit. The story is okay. Like
Story's
you said,
dope, dude.
I mean,
bring the
back
old team
Giovanni,
back.
you know, yeah.
Bring an old team back. That's kind of cool.
But it's just that other stuff can't be overlooked. Same sort of boat though. Heart Gold, Soul Silver.
Game.
I'd give them A.
I'd give it A as well.
Nice. I mean, that's the first thing we've agreed on. I feel like.
Besides,
very
cool.
Fire Red Leaf Green.
So can I ask you a question, right?
Yeah.
So you're saying the pacing is shit. The level scaling's shit. The levels are the same in Heart Gold and Soul Silver as they are in that first one.
Yeah, I saw that coming. But updated graphics, the Mons follow you. Mechanics are better. You can easily randomize and get a billion more Mons. Yeah, I'm adding randomization to this. Whatever. Fuck you.
What is that? That changes it for every single game. What do you mean?
I know that. Okay. Minus the randomization. The updated graphics are cool. I was a big 4th gen gamer, you know. I like me some Diamond, Pearl, Platinum. And you have those graphics in Heart Gold and Soul Silver, and it's just updated versions of Gold and Silver. I mean, what more could you want?
I mean, here's the thing. I feel like you're completely sleeping on the whole fact of all the stuff that you just flamed it for. You didn't bring up any of the questions I just asked you about the pacing or the scaling.
I can't talk to them. I'm saying,
put that game in D, but then it just all goes away.
I'm saying those things
What?
are still very relevant. Heart Gold, Soul Silver.
Be consistent.
Listen.
Then how was that game?
Let me ask you something. If you were given the choice to play Gold or Heart Gold, Silver or Soul Silver, which one you playing, dog?
But see, no, that's not the thing. The question has never been about.
I'm saying I
wanted to play more. Because I also said it was an A.
I'll say my piece here. Let me say my piece. So the only thing keeping these 2 games out of S tier for me is the fact that the scaling is shit and the pacing is shit. Everything else is updated to my standards, to my liking. And it has all of the things that 4th gen changed in it. So like, you know, Haunch Crow, all that stuff.
I think that's scuffed, bro.
So let me ask you this. What are you trying to say right now? Are you saying that I should be putting Gold and Silver higher?
I'm trying to say that your biggest gripes with Gold and Silver are still in Heart Gold, Soul Silver. Those were the 2 biggest things you mentioned. Yeah. And they're still prevalent in that game. Yeah. But somehow it's an A.
Like I said,
I don't get how you can put that big of a difference between the games when the main thing you had against it didn't change.
I mean...
See, right now, essentially, I'm lobbying for Gold and Silver to be higher.
I know what you're doing. And I have half a mind to put it higher. I agree. Just to agree with you.
But Heart Gold and Soul Silver in an A.
I don't know. It's weird because it updates everything that Red and Blue does. The scaling and pacing is shit, which is what makes me think it's shit. It's a tough one, dude. I'll move it up to C for you.
Well, you know what? Actually, you can leave them in D, but then I think Heart Gold, Soul Silver should be a B. Because the leveling and pacing just isn't for me, you know?
Alright. Gen 3, asshole.
Yeah, they're the GOAT. S tier. All 3 of them.
Yeah, that's without a doubt. You don't even have to ask. People
Okay,
are gonna bitch
first
about
thing
that.
I love about those games, all the water. Talk about a great addition to a game.
Hey, Pacifilog?
Dude, I just love getting lost in the ocean.
Yeah, dude.
I fucking love it.
Them currents and shit, dog.
Oh, can we talk
Lily
about the
Cone?
great mons introduced? Rayquaza, Latios, Metagross, Salamence,
You're forgetting
Blaziken?
Groudon and Kyogre?
Jesus Christ,
Swampert?
dude.
I mean, every game in that, every mon in that game, these games, is heat. For the most part.
Two evil teams as well?
I mean, you got shit like Skitty, Whismur, garbage. But everything else, I mean...
Dude, X-Cloud's kind of cool.
And I think it's a very interesting idea. When I play these games, and even kind of to this day, I never had heard of, like, an evil team, so to speak, wanting to do what they did. In terms of either expanding it to make all land or expanding it to make all sea.
Just destroying the fucking world.
Yeah.
Team Rocket was just like a mob.
Yeah, just like, let's take over. But these guys, on a whole nother level.
I mean, I do think it is pretty cool that the story changes as much as it does between the two games as well.
Yeah, 100%.
It actually gives more of a reason to switch between them.
Mm-hmm. I know.
Which I like that as well.
And Emerald is really just the GOAT of them all, you know?
Emerald might be the best game ever made.
Yeah, it's...
Pokemon game, that is.
It's up there, dude. It's definitely up there. So, that's an easy one. Gen 3, S for Stan. Gotta love them.
People are gonna be pretty fucking pissed about that.
They can suck one. Now Gen 4. Alright. I know I said I love them. But this is a tough one for me. Because I have half a mind to put them down here. At least Diamond and Pearl. And I have half a mind to put Platinum, like, here or here. Low S or high A?
So I do agree that Diamond and Pearl had a lot of problems with them. A lot of stuff I didn't like essentially no fire mons was really lame.
Yeah, that really hurt it. And Platinum didn't fix that, so...
No, yeah, it did.
Did it? It added,
you could get, like, Houndoom. I know you could get Houndoom.
I think Ponyta. Maybe Growlithe and...
No, Ponyta was in the first...
Oh, yeah, that was, like, the only one you could catch, right?
Yeah, it was Ponyta and Chimchar. But it's like it added the Houndoom. It let you get an Eevee, which they kind of beat the shit out of you in games from now on with that, of giving you an Eevee.
Yeah.
But, I mean, it was a cool option. I still think Cynthia's really cool.
Yeah.
I think the rest of the Elite Four are really forgettable, though.
Yeah. I mean, I remember the yellow-haired dude. Can't remember his name. Then there's the red-haired dude. And then...
Wait, no. Flint's the red hair.
Yeah. I don't know. Very forgettable. But Cynthia's not, without a doubt. Cynthia is not.
Yeah, just because you're a pervert.
Not true. Not true at all.
But yeah, I think that's pretty fair where they're at.
Where they're at. You like where they're at.
Yeah.
Okay.
Because I feel like
we'd be fighting about that a bit more. But...
I think the end game is a lot better in Platinum also.
Yeah. I mean, you go to this whole distortion world. Cyrus has much more of a presence. I mean, immediately you see him in Platinum.
Yeah. I really never did understand why people like is Team Galactic so much.
Yeah.
Team Galactic.
Yeah.
I always thought they were kind of lame.
I mean, I feel like of all the teams, I think they're the second lamest.
Behind Flare, I'm guessing.
Yes, 100%.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, then that's just easy enough. Let's just leave that where it is, and we'll go to. Well, actually, we didn't talk about Omega Ruby or Alpha Sapphire with Gen 3. I'd almost hesitate to put them here, though.
I'd put them A. Actually, so here's the thing that. The reason that I wasn't as big on those games, despite me being like a Gen 3 stan.
Yeah. They changed a lot.
No, I feel like outside of mechanics, they didn't change enough.
Really?
If that makes sense. Like, I feel like so much of it's the same.
Really? I mean, you have new Mauville, dog. New Mauville.
I guess it's a remake, so it's kind of, you want it to be the same?
Yeah, I mean, every other remake is essentially the same. So, like, Fire Red, Leaf Green, they essentially did was update the mechanics, add the mods.
Yeah.
I feel like Omega Ruby, Alpha Sapphire, honestly, were probably the first ones to, well, I guess Heart Gold, Soul Silver I mean, they added the Mons following you, added the Mons and updated the mechanics too. I feel like they didn't update much. I feel like Omega Ruby, Alpha Sapphire were the first ones to really change up the story, change up the towns, and add this weird flying mechanic with
Mega that was cool though. I like that.
I mean, I like that too. Don't get me wrong. I'm not knocking it for that. I'm just saying like it was interesting. Yeah, I mean, I felt like they changed up a lot. But you say that?
Yeah, I don't know. Enough. I mean, I'd leave it like where it's at.
Okay. And I'd agree with that because I liked it, and obviously Gen 3 stays, but So then we're on Gen 5. Hello. Oh, actually, Gen 1. Let's just clean that up real quick.
Yeah, let's just do that. That's fair.
Gen 5. Black, white, black 2, white 2. You know me. Big fan. Big fan. I want to put them here immediately. Now, white 2 and black 2.
See, I would have flipped them, actually.
I can throw them. Wait, you talking about like here? Or put these up here and that down there?
I'm saying those up, those down.
Really? Can I ask why?
I think the idea of the continuation of the story is very fucking cool.
Okay, I agree.
I think that's awesome.
The one thing I don't like, and this is going to sound weird, maybe, but the one thing for 2. So, well, with 1, just the original, you had all of the new Mons, and that was one of the biggest thing. That's why one of the biggest reasons people stay in Gen 5 is because you had all these new Mons, and you saw none of the old ones until you got to the end game, or after the end game, rather. Black 2, White 2 completely did away with that, added all the old Mons, and kept the new Mons. And for some reason, to me, it just was kind of like, whatever.
I think that is a reason a lot of people don't like Gen 5, though.
That they didn't have any of the old Mons?
Yeah, because you're kind of forced into using new Mons.
Yeah.
And
but see,
the one thing I see a lot of people dislike it. They say it's like a reboot of Gen 1, which essentially it is.
Yeah, 100%.
But, yeah, I don't know. It's because I guess...
I mean, I will agree with you that I think Black 2, White 2, the Legends, like Kieran White and Kieran Black, is actually awesome. And the way they did that and worked that in the story, very cool. They essentially built upon Black and White. So I can definitely agree with them being an S tier and the originals being an A tier. Because I think they're both really good. That's just the one thing that they did that I didn't like, was that you could get all the Mons. But I could see how everyone else would like that. Especially if you already know the Mons now, you can branch out and use what you like from that gen and all the other gens.
Because I will say that I like the rivals so much more in the second, or the rival in the second one so much more.
Yeah. He's more competent. He actually has like something to fight for, essentially. I
really don't like having multiple rivals.
Oh no, I agree with that. Really? I agree with that. Like X and Y, I couldn't keep up. I couldn't tell you half those kids' names. Shauna, that's the only one I know.
Yeah.
So
and Shauna's the worst one, dude.
Yeah.
Yeah. So it's like, I think Hugh was a lot cooler. What else? I think
the only thing that I don't like about it is the Pokemon Studios, how they force you to do that for the Star Studios or whatever.
But I mean, even that, it's like what, 10 minutes at most.
If you're speeding up, dude, sheesh.
It's not.
I mean, it's long, bro.
I mean, it's not that big of a deal.
But once you get past that hurdle, the rest of it's just like, okay, they've updated so much. It's like 2 years after the fact, and so like then Iris becomes a champion and all this stuff, and she's
that part is really cool.
Yes, because because in the first game she's like competent, but like not fully, and then in the second game,
what do you mean not? She's the 8th gym leader.
Iris?
Yes.
Oh, I always played White, so it was always Drayden.
Yeah, naturally.
I liked Zekrom more. You'd piss off.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't know. I just think the idea of a sequel for like one of the better stories is really cool.
Yeah. No, I'll agree with you, dude. I kind of talked myself into it, and I've always liked playing White 2 and Black 2.
Yeah.
I have to get past that Pokemon Star Studios, and then I'll be cool.
Chill out, bro. Every game does it. You gotta do an X and
So X and Y. Gen 6.
In all honesty, I'd probably put them with the
Say it.
With the Diamond and Pearl.
Thank goodness, dude. I was like, don't go up. We'll be fighting about that. But going lower, I'm down to clown.
Because, I mean, so here's the thing. I think it's another one of those. It's a new gen. Everything looks great. Blah, 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 blah. The Evil Team sucks.
Yep.
Very limited on new mods.
Yep.
And I mean, that's a lot of the same gripes that I had with, like, Gen 4, right?
Yeah. Well, and so, I mean, X and Y, they introduced some dope legendaries. They introduced some cool mons. You know, you have Gudra, stuff like that. But, like, beyond that, I mean, very few mons. Story's not super interesting. I mean, you had 5 rivals or some shit like that, dude. It was insane.
The one thing I will say, I really like the like, if you could redo everything else but keep the Kalos region, that'd be really cool.
Yeah, I agree. Like, I think the remakes of these games will be awesome, but like,
if we ever get there, see it in 15 years.
But like, you know me, because I didn't even finish the game until we did a soul link of this fucking game. So
plug the Twitch.
So hey, put it up on the screen. Got it. But yeah, I mean, I didn't even know I didn't beat them. I just, because it's so standard for me to beat all the mainline games, but like these games, I just did not get through, and I did not care. I like the mons that they introduced, but it's few and far between on those. So
I will say, outside of Greninja, the starters are garbage.
Yes.
I feel like it's something we didn't talk that much on all the other titles.
Yeah. But I mean, there's so many other factors that play into it than just the starters. Yeah. But like the starters in this one is a big factor because it literally only is Greninja. Like anytime I play this game, it's Greninja. I don't think I've ever even used a Fennekin, and when I did in our Insurgents playthrough, it just got bodied. So that didn't really help its case.
You can't blame the Fennekin.
Hey, whatever, dude. So yeah, and then we could just leave that there. I'm
I think I sent my piece on that one. I'm cool with a C tier.
All right, so Sun and Moon. Here we go.
Here we go.
I'm gonna say high B.
Here's the thing. I had a lot of fun playing that the first time through.
I know you completed the whole Dex.
Bro, I have like 115 hours into that game. I
mean,
it a lot.
Here's the thing. And it sounds like you're vouching for these things to be higher. And I would agree with you. 100%. I wanted to start at B. Let's say our piece, so you put a lot of hours into the game. The one thing that keeps popping into my head when the first thing I want to say about these games is that they just have too long of cutscenes. Like, I get that they want to be more...
Sorry, you cut out a little bit.
They have too long of cutscenes. So I think
that's fair, but I also think that that's kind of just like relative to Pokemon is the reason that people hate on it for that. I feel like if it, like in different RPGs, those cutscenes happen.
Oh yeah, no, don't get me wrong. So here's the thing. Other RPGs, you have cutscenes. You have long cutscenes that are story driven, but I find myself most of the time in those other games enjoying the cutscenes. And these ones, it's just like stupid little things, like it zooms in on Cosmog just bouncing around or something, or Lily being dumb. It's like non-essential things that you could just say in text and move on. Like cutscenes are cool, sure, but like it seemed like they just kind of wanted to show off that they could do it rather than actually make it interesting enough to watch. Yeah,
I kind of get that, I guess.
I feel like that's one of my only big gripes about it, which says something about these games. I definitely enjoyed playing them. I mean, no gyms though. No gyms.
So here's my one thing with those, right? So it's like I didn't mind the no gyms for one game, but when we got the next game, that's when it bothered me.
Yeah.
When we had to do the exact same totem over and over again.
Yeah.
That's what I didn't like.
Yeah. So I feel like I'm hearing this. Maybe like a little bit higher A, and then these games, which are essentially the same, add a few other things to it. Bit of a different story.
I would put those motherfuckers at B.
D?
Actually, I don't know. That's not fair to put them in.
Because it's the same thing as with like Heart Gold, Soul Silver, Gold, and Silver. It's essentially the same games, the same compliments, the same things. I mean, sure, we didn't put the same amount of time into them, but it was almost because it was the same games that we did it.
Yeah. Because so that's the thing. I don't know with like Emerald and Platinum, and is that the only? And I guess so, Crystal and whatnot. But like those games felt much more fresh because there was only a year between these games, right?
Yeah, it was.
That might have been part of the problem. To where it was like, I mean, I was probably still playing Sun and Moon until like late spring, early summer. And so when those games came out, and it was so similar to the game that I had just finished playing. Yeah. That's why, because like when I replayed it again, like it didn't seem as bad as what it was originally. But I think originally, like, fuck, how far did I make it? Like to the third island at most.
Yeah, and then it was just like, okay, this is the same. Yeah. Well, so the thing so I don't think either of us actually beat this game until we randomized it, and it was different enough to make it interesting. Like, if we were given Ultra Sun and Ultra Moon first, I mean, it's probably A tier, without a doubt. But just the fact that it's the same game with a bit of changes.
Yeah.
So do we kind of agree on all of this?
I think for the most part, yeah.
Like, if there was one thing you would change, what would it be? Maybe Gold and Silver higher? I felt like you stand those games. Maybe Crystal higher than those, really. Like up here, Crystal?
I could say that. I'd be cool with that.
Yeah? Because I feel like, that just improves upon Gold and Crystal. So it's kind of like red, blue, all these shit games. And then you have yellow up here.
Fuck it, dude. Okay, I would like to say we didn't talk on it very much. Let's Go Pikachu and Eevee. I think what they did was cool. I think it was a fun idea, but it wasn't what anybody wanted. Really,
no,
if that
not at all. Not at all. And I get that it wasn't.
At least from me.
Yeah,
it's not what I wanted.
It wasn't. I mean, it was, like you said, definitely a cool idea. If they do a different game, I'd like to see them do it a bit differently. Like if they did the same thing. But I mean, didn't they say they were going to?
I think they're gonna do like Let's Go Johto, Let's Go,
so
and all that shit.
But the big thing for me is no abilities, no hold items. That just doesn't make sense to me. Yeah, and the fact that you don't grind on wild mons. It's like that. Those three things are pivotal to the Pokemon we play today. Yeah, pivotal. I mean, you can't have Pokemon without those. Essentially,
because if it was the same game and it wasn't so bare bones, I think I would like it a bit more.
Yeah.
But the thing that I don't understand is why I don't get why they did the CP bullshit.
Yeah.
From Pokemon Go. I get that they said it's gonna be like Pokemon Go, but all the CP thing does is just make it more confusing.
Yeah, I mean it's essentially levels. So even if you transfer over a Mon from Pokemon Go, it could be transferred into like a level. So say you have a CP 3000 Mon, that could probably be equivalent to something like a level 50 Mon. I'd imagine. Yeah. Something like that. I mean, they'd have to figure it out, obviously. But, there was no point to have an actual mainline game use CP and have no hold items, no abilities, all this stuff. I mean, you have it just makes no sense to me. But that's why they're down there. I feel like it makes sense. I feel like this list makes sense. Because I'm a big fan of Gen 5 and Gen 3. So I love seeing those S tier, A tier, and Platinum is awesome. So high. Yeah, I think I'm really happy with this list. Yeah, honestly,
I'm cool with that.
I think this is the one that I'm cool with.
Yeah.
All right. So then, I guess you heard it here first, folks. If you disagree with any of these, please let us know in the comments below. If you think we had some flawed logic, let us know. You're probably wrong, but anyway.
Hey, true that.
If you liked it, please like, comment, subscribe, hit that bell. You know the deal. And we'll catch you in the next episode of the Three-Way Versus, hopefully. If not, we'll probably just keep pumping out some ranking videos or something like that. And we'll see you later.
Bye.